Hey, let's welcome another Thursday night underwriting call. Here on this call, we talk about everything from your due diligence to your seeking of deals, calling brokers, everything leading up to closing. So let's begin by, okay, everybody's in. Some updates of what we're up to, what our team is up to, and then we can go into some questions, and then I can show you guys probably some deals. Let's underwrite some deals and look at some deals. If anybody wants to share anything about or have any questions about where you're at in your process, feel free to do so as well. I want to say welcome to anybody that is first time here. And if you have been here, welcome back. I hope that this call has been providing value in I don't know how long we've been doing this call, maybe 4 or 5 months. But yeah, the goal for this call is to get everybody onto the same page, get everybody to a point where when we get into deals, we know what it takes. We know what we can count on each other to be, on the same page in terms of underwriting, knowledge, playing team, the mindset that it takes to be there. So we will talk about all of that every week. Last week we had what's his name? Tanner on the call. And he's been awesome talking about debt, talking about finances. We use him and Tyler from Atlas Capital to help us find debt. And yeah, I know there are some of you guys on this call has even reached out to me that you have recently joined onto general partner teams, and maybe some of you guys have not. But we will talk about how to be an LP, how to be a GP, all of those things. And why don't we start with, if anybody wants to introduce yourselves, I don't know. Let's just start with questions and comments and introductions. If anybody wants to do that.
I'll go. I don't care. What's up, guys? Chris here. Partnered up with Alex on a couple deals. We're rocking and rolling on the Fort Pierce deal and some other stuff, but down to take a look at anything and constantly a student. Just anything, any knowledge I can get, we're just going to stack this knowledge up. So that's what I'm about.
Awesome. And Chris, share a little bit about your experience so far. How long have you been kind of in the multifamily space, and what are some of your greatest takeaways?
So actually I didn't meet anybody, but went to the real estate thing in July, Grant Cardone's, which is happening again, obviously next weekend. And saw the things up on the screen, Massive Capital and Johan. And I remember Johan put his shameless plug in there for his Instagram. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to try to find this guy. And I'm like, how the hell do you spell his name? And I'm thinking of all these different ways. I couldn't find him. But saw the Mike Bailey and all that stuff, and then came back, and I was like, obviously going through Grant's course already. I think the course, Alex, that you paid, it was a lot more than other price that he had online, is what I'm trying to say. Which he changes prices all the time. Regardless, jumped right into it and wanted to get some specific questions asked. So I called Chris and Maricela. And I asked Chris, I said, hey, I have a couple high level questions. Like, I don't want to take your time. I want to, give something back, and I'm about giving. And he goes, right off the bat, that's going to get you somewhere. He goes, because you're not just taking. He goes, you understand that you need to give first. And having that mentality, I just remembered that was a key point. And so our 5-minute conversation turned into, I think it was like a 35, 40-minute conversation. And then it was just kind of like higher level stuff about, what would you recommend I focus on first? Here's my position. Here's how much liquid, blah, blah, blah. And then actually it was shortly after that I linked up with you, Alex. We had a meeting, kind of felt each other out, not physically, obviously, but um, but yeah, this is more of a relationship thing. And my takeaway is that this is new to me because in the multiple businesses that I have across different industries, in this portfolio, business is very cutthroat. You're competing against a competitor. You're trying to rock bottom your price out. There's a lot of competitiveness. And then I've had a lot of people that want to come on and be part of my businesses, whether directly said or indirectly, and it's created issues. And so you want to covet this business that you have, and you don't want to give, quote unquote, any of the rock away, is what somebody told me before. Oh, I want to come in here and get involved. I want a piece of that rock someday. And I'm just like, okay, right off the bat, that's not going to happen, because like now I know your intent and you're going about it all wrong. So this is a restructure and a reframe for me as well, learning to work with other people. And as you've seen, Alex, and this one of the deals that we're on, I've taken a back seat up front, but when I feel the need to step in to kind of keep the flow going just from the business aspect, I don't mind doing it, but it's working. It's a constant, it's like two magnets that constantly go back and forth, but you have multiple team members. So it's a blessing, and people are very nice. I like working with other people, and I like this industry from what I've seen so far, because it's a breath of fresh air. It's like not always competitive. I mean, yes, there is competition here, but it's not, at least what I've seen so far. Well, everybody wants to help. Rising tide raises all ships. And I've said that before, whereas like in business, it's not always the case. Normally it's not like that. So appreciate you and appreciate everybody on the call for learning, and appreciate the people I'm working with on some of these deals as well.
Yeah, awesome. So you really just got into the space in July, right?
I did.
Yeah.
And I knew about real estate, but I think the one takeaway I got from Grant, out of all of his courses that I went through, is what type of real estate. Because to me, I had actually on the board behind me here, like pilot's license, broker license, insurance license, real estate license, all this crap. But then I'm like, but wait a minute, like there's different parts of real estate. And I've known and got the ability to go on other parts of real estate, the fix and flips, the invest and hold, the duplexes, the quadplexes. Literally all these opportunities have been opened in the last couple of years. And I've had money in the bank. I mean, we invested $250,000 this year in deals or more. And that, I was looking for something. I just didn't know what. And it takes a couple of times of possibilities to finally end up at where you're at. So for me, in my journey, it was like looking, and my wife, we're looking at all this stuff, and I'm glad we ended up where we're at, because I have other people right now. One of my guys that did fix and flips and buy and holds, he's working a $50 an hour job fixing other people's houses up, and he's renting 4 of his bedrooms out right now because he can't get enough money coming in on his business of what he's done with this. So I'm like, okay, I got an opportunity to look at that. That was wrong. Maybe not wrong, just that's not for me. I'm glad I didn't do that. So, and that's happened multiple times to end up here now.
Yeah, awesome. And you have a successful business, so you want to be able to do real estate in a way that doesn't take away from your business, and maybe even complements what you're already doing. And
True.
so multifamily, playing on a team, which is what everybody should really focus on, is how do you be a good team player, right? And Chris, I think you have demonstrated like the ideal way of playing team. So if anybody, like if you want to connect with Chris about how he has been on his journey, you can, message him here. And this is a great place also to network, right? I mean, everybody's here. There is no accidents that you've decided to join this call and to be a part of this Legends underwriting community.
Deal.
So yeah.
And if I can comment on what you're saying, I think the single takeaway from all of this, to complement, like I said, what you're saying, is the team together, everybody achieves more, and there's going to be differences. And I've always been the guy that I'm versed with communication, both professionally and not, neurolinguistics, body language, whole 9 yards. But being aware and forward thinking is probably what pays the most credibility. and being that guy in a position where I'm listening to what's going on. And if there's something that gets awkward or weird or whatever the case is, and we've had calls, Alex, where I think some things got, I don't want to say weird. It's kind of that uncomfortable feeling. I'll be the first one to talk up, because at the end of the day, the facts are what matter, but forward thinking on a solution, because we can all sit here and talk about problems all day long. And I think as a society, we're bred to talk about problems and fester in problems and want to fix problems, but you can't fix them unless you're forward thinking and you're looking at the solution and bringing that to a team and being aware of that, and kind of being mediators sometimes is what's really helped me along my way.
Yeah. And also recognizing when you're talking about forward thinking and being able to see a bigger picture, long road, when you look at your investments, you should always look at it like, what's it going to look like long term? Yes, it's going to create safety. It's going to de-risk the deal when you start looking at it long term. When you start to put the pressure on, like, okay, I need to make this amount of money right now. I need to make this amount of money in the next 5 years. That's going to make you take riskier moves and get caught up in possibly deals that just will go wrong.
You're coming from a
The
place of like scarcity and not,
Mhm.
like you're saying, you're not thinking completely. It's,
Yeah. So this is really big. And so thank you, Chris, for all your
of course.
share and everything that you've been doing. Like when I say being a part of our deals, you have an opportunity as a general partner, and we've brought on at least 2 to 3 up to 5 new general partners on each one of our deals. So like when I say like I'm trying to create general partners more, 100, that's my goal. My first goal is to make 100 new general partners. I am really doing that. And so you will earn your way onto more spots into more deals, because there will be an unlimited amount of deals out there. We can do the amount of deals we can take down is how well we can play team together. So I'm about building a big tribe, and we can do a lot of deals together and the networking in there, because the deal itself really only paves the way for great relationships to be built. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be a long relationship in real estate, but it also may be more than that. And oftentimes we will find that we share a space together, and it's not just about money. It's not just about the deal. It's about something that is deeper than that. And if we can focus on the bigger picture, the longer term pictures, everything being done like, okay, this is long term wise, this is going to be good for me. Then you don't get caught up on the small deals, and you're not fighting about what little percentage extra that you deserve your work. Okay, so like one of the things that Chris said on there, it's just about, how do I contribute? How do I create value for a team? When you focus only on that, you will create value for yourself. And even being on this call, start to, be maybe turn your cameras on and just be like, okay, how do I create value for people here? Because if it's just your name, nobody's really gonna see you, right? And at least have a picture of your face, right, as your Zoom default screen when you're off camera, or have your picture or a number or something, so that you're here. Make the most of what you're doing here. If you're passively just listening to this while you're doing the dishes or driving a car or something, you're not going to be able to take in all the information that's available here. And it's not because of me, it's not because of other people here, but it's just the way that you're here. All right, so let's take a couple more wins, shares, things like that. So Victor, go ahead.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Victor from New York. Chris, I just messaged you in the tags. I'd like to talk further about neurolinguistics. I'm fascinated by that and the power of words and imagination. These rooms, these talks on every Thursday are priceless. Grant Cardone was good, and that energy was palpable, but in order to continue that energy, you have to stay involved, and these calls will keep you involved. I just got offered a GP spot on a deal in Spartanburg, South Carolina for $20 million. And the lady was calling me, and she said, "Oh, Victor, did you look at the deal?" And I said, "Well, I'm really not interested in being a limited partner." She goes, "I'm not calling for that. I'm calling to ask you if you would want to be a GP." So I said, "Absolutely, 100%." So I said, "What do I have to do? How could I add?" The first thing out of my mouth was, "How could I add value to your team?" And she said, "Well, you have to raise $1 million." Said, "No problem." And I started on it today, and we'll see where this journey takes me. But these rooms, I can't, and if you try to do this yourself, you're going to make it a lot more difficult on yourself. This is a team sport, and you have to hang around with, my motto is people who are smarter and richer than myself, but mostly the smartness, because I like to underwrite, but I don't like to underwrite. I'd rather talk to people, make the human connection. So if I partner up, and I already did, with someone who's good at underwriting, then we both add values to the deal. And like tonight, I just met Chris. I texted him, and I'm confident that we're going to have a further discussion. Yes, it'll be on real estate, but neural linguistics. So you don't know where these calls will take you. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, they will take you into the real estate world, but there's so much more involved. And plus, it brings you out of yourself. It forces you to communicate effectively. It forces you to make that human connection. And once you make that connection and you have a vision, trust me, you will be stoppable in your pursuit. And I don't care what it is. So and you'll have days where your energy feels, well, this is a waste of time. You will have self-doubts. But once you get on these calls, all of those doubts disappear. And then you'll feel the energy with all of the people that are on this call, and you'll hang up and you will feel motivated and you will get the deal. And the main thing is that you do not give up and you stay focused on your goal. So that's what I have to
Nice.
say. I love these calls.
Thank you for that. And I love seeing you on these calls all the time, and you're very engaged, and congratulations on that opportunity as a general partner. You definitely deserve it. And if there's any questions, anything that you want to run by me, just let me know, and I'll support you any way that I can.
Thank you, Alex. You're the best.
Yeah, go work. We'll take a couple more wins if you guys want to share any more wins, and then we can also take some challenges, like where you're at, where you have challenges, and then we can, if you have a deal that you're working on and you would like us to look at it, maybe run through it, get some feedback on it, we can also do that. I just received a couple deals in my email. I haven't even opened it yet, but I can open it and just also show you guys the process in which I take my deals from the time that it ends up in my mailbox. Okay, so anybody got challenges? Anybody got a deal you want to look at?
Hey, Alex, this is my call because I'm driving, but you know how I hate silence. So I'm just going to go out there and say, for everyone who didn't hear, Stephanie and I, we walked the property on Tuesday, and we have a draft LOI that we're going to submit tomorrow. So just wanted to share that with everyone. It'll be the first LOI accepted that's accepted by us. So very excited about getting it in. I think we have a pretty good chance to have a good relationship with the broker. And yeah, just looking for a big fish. I want to pitch it in the Grant Cardone circle to see who would bite on this. It's a 238 unit property, so pretty huge. And the offer we put in is going to be upwards of 60 million. So it's on the deal tracker. If everyone's wondering, I just wanted to share that and break the silence as always. All right, thanks so much.
Yeah, and when he says deal tracker, in our mentorship group, we have a deal tracker of all the deals that we're looking at right now. So that's big moves right there. I'm excited to learn alongside you on the journey of this deal. I'm glad you guys are taking the path of submitting that LOI. Definitely push all of us further together. Anybody else want to share anything?
I will. I don't like silence either.
There she is.
Hey, Chris. Okay. So I want to put it out there that if any of you guys, because I know that there are people out there that love the underwriting, get all the numbers, it just comes really quick to them, but they feel like this phone is like 300 pounds and they don't want to pick up the phone and make those calls. So I can make those calls, right? You just tell me what you need and I can make those outbound phone calls for you, and we can partner up in that way. Right. So I love coming on these calls. Every time that I get those thoughts of, oh my God, I can't do this. I just, you have to shift. You have to shift, because I can come up with 100 reasons right now why I can't do this right now. But on the flip side, I don't want to go past this opportunity. I've invested my time, I've invested my money, I'm showing up, and I know that I can support so many of you that are trying to make this happen, because I'm a lot older than most of you. I could probably be your mother, your grandmother for some of you. So, you guys are so lucky that you're so young, you're in your 30s and you're doing this right now. But I'm so lucky to have my beloved here also, and that we're doing this together at this time in our lives. So let me know, text me who wants me to start calling, because I will start making those phone calls. Candace, I see you smiling out there. So yeah, let's talk. I've got my number up there. Give me a call. I
You
don't
are
have all the answers, but I know who to go to.
You're super inspiring, Connie, every time. How engaged you are, how much effort you put in, and the aliveness that you have at your age. My mom is actually about the same age, and she is like, I don't know, nowhere near this level of enthusiasm and the outlook that you have on life. Amazing. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Jeff, what you want to share?
I just like to say, I'd like to see what you do when you open up that package you haven't looked at, to see exactly where you go, where you start, how you go about it, because I saw you do it was a webinar a while back about one of those storage warehouses. And I saw that and I just said, wow, I'm in the wrong business. But it seems so simple. I don't know if it's all that way, but I'd like to see how you do the apartment thing, see if it's as simple watching you do it as it was doing that warehouse.
Yeah, so I love storage units. Like, if anybody finds storage units, like, I want to look more at it. We have an industrial storage unit, which we thought would be more work, actually, in Savannah, Georgia. That was the first deal that we acquired. And that thing is operating at 19% expenses.
Wow.
It's so crazy. I'm just like, should I even be looking at any more apartment deals? Do I want to deal with people, or do I just want to deal with their stuff?
This stuff.
And so yeah, I'm super excited about doing storage units. Actually, Mark has just we're looking at a 300 something unit storage deal in Texas now, and we just closed 273 in Fort Pierce. A little tiny bit of room left on that to raise, and I think maybe like 50K left. Actually, we just got another 50 investment today. So yeah, that deal will be closed with the next 50K that comes in, and it's already looking super good. We have such a big cushion in the bank account too, so we will not be getting into any trouble. It's a really safe, amazing bet, and crazy upsides. So yeah, storage units all the way. Love it. I think this one that I'm going to be showing you guys in a second here is 114 units. I'm guessing, I haven't opened it, but I'm guessing it's an apartment. But hey, okay, go ahead, Candace. And
Okay, there we
hello.
go. Okay, hi. I had to find my mute button. Sorry, y'all. I don't usually speak that often, but I just want to say to you, Alex, this has been the best experience. First of all, I have my friend, my partner Ian, it's on here, and I don't know if y'all know, but I was friends with Sherrar, Massive Capital, but I think before they even became Massive Capital. But then I know Grant personally, but I had never been to his events. He invited me to the one in July, and I have to tell you, and if y'all record this and give it to him, then I guess I have to admit it. But I love this environment. This environment here is me, and I didn't sign up for the 25,000 club. I didn't do that, but I prefer this environment with you guys because you guys are just so genuine and you just make things right. Then I spoke to beautiful Connie. I spoke to Connie first, and Connie was, how can you not love Connie, right? We love you. And you guys have made this so special and mean so much more. And pushed me in directions that I'm raising more capital than I ever have, trying my hardest and doing everything I can to find more deals. And I'm just so excited to partner with you guys and help out any way I can. But just being a part of you guys is just, you guys just make everything okay. Make the people that aren't doing things the right way, it makes it everything else okay. So I just want to tell you thank you for pouring out not only to us but to the kids too. I think the original group that we got on, my daughter got on that group thing that you do for the children. And so anything that I can do to help anybody, I'm here 100%. So just reach out to me. I'll put my number and I'll change my name so my number's in there too. But thank you so much for what you got, all of you, what you guys do and what you bring to the table.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you, Candace. Looking forward to getting in something with you for sure in the near future.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Mark.
Hey guys, just wanted to do a shout out here from a man, Alex, okay, because the brother gives all that he has. And it's not just here. So what I want to share with you, and I'm passionate about sharing with you, is the fact that Alex does a Course of Miracles on Wednesdays and Sundays. And a lot of your faces have been showing up in the room. And the benefit of that time spent with Alex is you see the other side of Alex, the side of Alex that helps you to penetrate through the fears that hold you back on the different levels of your life. So it's one thing to be here and learning about all the knowledge and the backgrounds of real estate. I think it's awesome what we're getting here, but there's another side to it. And you'll understand when you step into that room with Alex and watch him as he peels away, man. He opens up his heart. He shares what's going on in his life. He shares whatever's going on in your lives as well. And the two combine together completely, okay? Because it's going to open up areas in your space to allow for, you'll release things and let things go and open up so that you can then move forward. So I just always like to put that out there to everybody, because once you take that time and step in there and really check it out, you're going to see and feel and move forward in different ways in your life. That's it. Love you all.
Dude, thank you. I love that on every call you you shout out my ACIM call. Appreciate that. That's not a paid sponsorship, guys. That's not a paid audience member. He's just been a really great brother, and we've done some amazing things together. So yeah, A Course in Miracles, that's definitely my passion, my heart. The book is right here, right there. I've studied it for over 6 years of my life now. I've been teaching it for 4 years. If you follow me on Instagram, check out my reels. There are, just to show you guys, those are the most real things that you will find about me if you look at it. So I don't know if you guys can see, but those black ones, those are my ACIM calls that are recorded on there. The last one that I did on 12/8, it talked about how to bring love and money together into one. And it was when I listened to it again, because a lot of this I can't remember what I'm saying while I'm doing it, and then so sometimes I'll re-listen to myself on the calls. I'm like, wow, that was great. So there's definitely a lot of spirit that flows through that call, for sure. There is a lot of God in that call, and it's not just me, it's everybody that's in there co-creating it, people being vulnerable, sharing things like that. And it's been a blessing in my life. that for 4 years now, every single call, there has never been a call where nobody showed up. And I don't even advertise it. So thank you, Mark, for starting to push that and help me share something that is actually really dear to my heart. So thank you. Somebody else just had their hand up. Totally just slipped my mind who it was.
Yeah, Alex, thank you for the Course of Miracles.
Yeah, thank you for being on there. Okay, so this call is about underwriting. And so anyone want to share, do you have a deal that you want to ask questions on, anything like that? Or I can just show you guys what I do. Okay, by no means am I an expert. All right, usually I don't go any further than my napkin underwrite. Okay, if it starts to work out really well and I really believe in the deal, I will go deeper into a Michael blank sheet. But if not, usually what happens is I do the napkin and then I tell whoever brought me the deal, hey, plug this into the Michael blank, let me look at it. I don't actually want to be plugging it in myself and doing it. There are people on my team that actually likes to do underwriting. If it passes my napkin underwrite, it normally means that it's going to be a good deal. Because when you go and plug it into the Michael blank, it's about getting the more accurate numbers, which only will make the deal better. Because I'm so conservative on the expense side, I'm so conservative on the income, I'm so conservative on the interest rates. Everything about my napkin underwriting is extremely conservative. That means if a deal can cash flow through my napkin underwrite, I expect it to do at least 2 or 3% better when it hits the Michael blank sheet. Okay, so let's see. If you want to take out a paper and pen to follow along, you can. I'm actually, usually I will use a piece of paper to underwrite the deals, but I'm actually going to use something that my team, my mentorship program, the mentees in there created a napkin underwrite sheet that that works. Let's see if we can just plug it in there. So let's see. It's this one right here. So we have as is on the left side and pro forma on the right side. I think there's another one too. Okay, so there's a couple napkin underwrites that our students have done. And okay, let's just do this one because I was looking at that. Where did I go? Okay, right here. So let's see, open this deal. So this is Pine Arbor Apartments, 114 units. And maybe I can do this side by side, or let's go back and forth maybe. So 114 units, plugged it in there. You guys need this bigger? Let's make it bigger. Yeah. So when I'm sharing my screen, I can't really see anybody. So, or is that not true? Where's my, oh, wait, what? Okay, I can see everybody. So you can also raise your hand. You can unmute yourself and ask questions, whatever. What? Now my screen is stuck. Come on, Zoom. All right, whatever. 114 units. I usually first take a look at the OM because I'm like, do I even like it? And usually I'm just kind of looking at pictures before I even start digging into the place. So this is in Houston. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Now, everybody's in Houston, so I tend to not really want to do anything in Houston. Value add opportunities. I like to see what the broker usually says about value add, and then I'll confirm this with people on our team that are in Houston. And if you guys notice anything interesting in here, also just shout it out, but I don't know if it's real. $349 below. Oh, just half a mile away, a building is renting for $567 more. I like that. If you can increase rents on 114 units by $567, you're gonna make a freaking crazy amount of money on this deal. So average monthly rent is $865. These are pretty big units, 729 square feet. Not bad. I know price per unit here, price per square foot in Vegas, it's like double that. It's almost triple. Let's see. So I took a look at this. They're always going to be, really trying to make the deal a lot better because an OM's purpose is to get you to want to buy. So I really just want to look at some pictures of the property, but it seems like they want to show me other properties more. Good to know. Average household income. Average home value. So this is good too. If I can only find out how much this building costs, what do they want? Usually that's in the beginning, but I don't even see it. So again, I've never opened this, so I really, if I'm missing anything, this is just straight on the spot. Normally I like to prepare a little bit so I know what it is I'm doing, but I just decided I'm going to just open this right now. I don't know what they want for this thing. Aerial view. I don't know if you're from Houston or know Houston. Feel free to chime in and let me know what you think about the location. Pine Arbor Apartments. This fence looks like it definitely needs to be fixed as soon as you get in there. Okay, unit mixes. This is good. So they have efficiencies all the way up to 3-bedroom, 2 baths. And if you know the Houston market well, what do you guys think about, these rents per square foot? Something that you want to know also when you're looking at these buildings is there more vacancies in the area with a 3-2 and a 2-2 and a 2-1 or a 1-1 or efficiency? What do people want in the market? Right. So in Las Vegas, where I have our deal, I know that everybody wants either an efficiency or a 1-bedroom. That's like the hottest thing. You can't find any of that down in downtown area. So like I wouldn't even want a 3-bedroom, 2 bath. The occupancy for like a 1-1 and a studio are like 100% across Vegas. And because it's my backyard, I know. So look in your backyard. A lot of people say, I can't find any deals in my backyard, but that is not true. Trust me, you will find something there. And if anything, use it as learning. Walk the properties. Walking a property brings you tremendous value, even if you don't buy the deal. Okay. Oh, here's some numbers, but they're pro forma numbers. So in about 2 seconds, okay, I guess right now, I'm just going to go to the T12. T12 is usually what I look at right away. How do I make this bigger? Hello? No? There's no magnifying glass. All right. Let's see if I can see it. Okay, first thing I'm looking for is their gross income versus their expenses. I just want to know like how accurate this thing is. Okay, if you see a multifamily deal that is operating at 25%, probably too low. If you're looking at it operating at 65%, probably too high. So I just want to know. Let's see. Okay, so this is all their vacancies. Okay, so here's something interesting. All right, these are actuals. Rental income. Why does it say market rent? It should just say, see, sometimes they do like a little trickery. Instead of putting actual rent, they'll put like market rent. So if anybody knows, let me see if I can just open this with here and make it bigger.
Try Control Plus, and that might zoom in for you.
Here we go. I just brought it into sheets. Okay, now I can actually see. So market rents. Okay, well, they adjusted everything, so that's good. Net rental income, 970,000. Okay. And then they have other incomes. Pet
We got
rent.
two
income.
employees taking up 2 units in there.
Yeah, it's good to know some of these things for sure. But, you know, let's just give them the benefit of doubt on the on this deal. So 1 million. Let's just go here and go to, what did I say? X total income. Okay, well, it's gonna add it in there, I guess. This napkin underwrite should have also a place to plug in. Okay, well, good to know. Maybe this one does. Is this yours, Ben? Who
No,
added
I
this?
didn't get that one. Oh, I added that one in.
Okay, so this is your napkin underwrite.
I didn't create this one. I can't remember who created it, but it was a copy I had that I liked, but I can't take the credit for it.
Yeah, this is good too. Okay, what we're gonna do is gonna go take their NOI, but so 1 million. Their total expenses. Okay, so this thing is operating at about 50%, which is good. You know, this will go nicely into our sheet. So net operating income, 524,000. You just want to kind of make sure it's all at least somewhere close. Okay, good. You want to look, these are some of the things that you want to look at. That's just quickly glancing over T12s to make sure that there's no like issues. Like if this one said like 10,000 in the middle of this, then we really want to see like what's going on here. All right, so these are all similar. I don't know, maybe this is a little bit low. And we can look into those. Like why is like this so high over here? You know, maintenance, obviously something happened there. So yeah, just little things to look at, but we'll just take their words right now. So this is 525,000 is the NOI. Let's see if we can just plug this in. Oops, 525. So we won't worry about this. These numbers are in case you don't have a price and you're just looking at the units at that. And maybe we should figure out if we, for the equation, if we did this, it should break this down. But let's just take what they said in the OM as well. What was their average rent? I still haven't found out how much they wanted for this property, but making it a little bit bigger. Market rent per month. Market. What is their average?
Alex, is there a specific year that you look for above like a,
For the
Not
year or the
older.
deal?
yeah, like not older than 1974, 5, 1980, 19.
Yeah, if you find some deals, I mean, obviously the newer the better, but you also want to see like, so like the Las Vegas deal that I'm doing right now, I think it's late in this early 70s that it was built, but it's gone under 2 complete gut renovations in the last 10 years. And like that means, you know, gut renovations is plumbing, electricity, everything gutted, you know, and they gutted it down to the studs and redid it, which means there's probably not very much problems that's going to be for that property. Okay, so let's not look at these for now, but usually on the napkin underwrite, see, this is why it's actually pretty conservative. You take 90% vacancy or occupancy rate, and we take 50% expenses, which is about where this is at anyways. So at an A cap, if we decide we're going to get an A cap, this deal is we can get 6.5 million, but we're probably not going to do that. I don't know.
Hey, Alex, what wasn't that average rent 728 in the OM? Yeah, on the right-hand side, see where it says effective rent?
Ah, here we go.
average.
Yeah. Okay, 728. On here, we probably will need to do like other income as well. But we know that let's just take their NOI for now. And
Now, this done, I have one more question. When you said if we decide we want an 8 cap, like how do you decide what it's based on the price that you're gonna pay?
well, hold on, actually only 10 million. I think this is 10 million. Okay. So they want 10 million. I don't actually know what cap rate that is, but let's see. It's 5. Wait, let's delete this number. Is this equation just like not working, I guess? It's probably because I
Looks like when you
manually
put
entered
in
it.
that valuation, the formula changed.
Yeah. Okay, so. Okay, they want somewhere around 5%, their cap rate. Okay, well, let's just 10 million. Sorry, this is the first time I'm using this napkin underwrite as well. So they want 10 million. Okay, you know what? I am going to just use the way that I'll draw it out on my notepad. Because this underwriting sheet is not actually something that I've used. We were just creating. I just wanted to see if there's any
You know,
bugs,
Alex,
and
he had
obviously
it.
there are.
He had a really simple one, and he got some feedback to add some things, and so he changed it. Might have made it.
Yeah, I set to add space for CapEx, things like that. So okay, let me just share my iPad screen. So you guys know right now, we know the average rent on this, and I'll kind of just go through how I would underwrite this deal on a screen. So let's see. You guys see a black screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So 114 units. And I guess it's just because, you know, I got to figure out how I can transfer what I'm doing here on my screen to an Excel sheet like that. 10 million. So you do 10 million just to find this out first, how much they want. Oh, wow. Okay. So they want 87,719K per door. And the reason why you want to find this out is because I always like to know if they hit if you hit the 1% rule on this deal, which is your monthly rent. So if each one of these units can generate $877 a month, right? That makes this the 1% rule. So what are they at? They're at like 790 something, 93. So it's close, which makes it an interesting deal. And we said that their NOI is 525K. And that makes the cap rate 5%. Now, I usually I wouldn't just take the NOI that they have on the T12. I would kind of do the math myself by taking the average rent times the units. I would actually do, let's see what I get. So I would usually do 793 times 114 units times 0.9. This is why the underwriting sheet was actually done like that. Times 12 to get your gross. So 793 times 114 units times 90% occupancy times 12. So it actually gives me 976K, which is around what they had in their sheet. So you see how this is already conservative, because their income, their gross with extra income and all that stuff was actually a million something, right? That was their gross. And so this would be my step one. Step two is just to take this number. This is to find the actual NOI. I'll just take this number and divide it by 2. So 976 divided by 2. 488K is what I would get for my NOI on this deal. Okay, I'm not even going to look at theirs. I mean, obviously looking at the T12, you'll see that, okay, it's a little bit higher and it can be justified. Then I'm going to look at, since they want $10 million, I'm going to figure out if this deal will cash flow or not. So the debt on this deal, $10 million. I'm going to say it's going to be at a, because it said that you could do some value add CapEx work on the units. So we're going to get some sort of bridge loan, not fixed debt. So that will be probably 7%. And I always add 1.5% to this for the principal. See, this makes your deal even more conservative. So you take $10 million times 8.5%, 0.085. That's gonna give you your debt is gonna be 850K that you gotta pay. Oh wait, sorry, hold on. First of all, I forgot to put the LTV. That's why I'm like, this is way off. So LTV, loan to value, which is how much the bank will loan you on this deal. So if the value is 10 million, you will get, let's say the LTV is at, I do 60%, which means they'll loan you $6 million. Times 0.085, 6 million times 0.085, 510K is your debt. So as you can see here, this is negative cash flowing, right? I mean, maybe with their NOI, you have a little bit of room right there. So it's not really going to pass the napkin underwrite, because you're not going to have a positive cash flow. So step 4 was to find the cash flow of the property, which is negative 510 minus 488. You're going to be negative cash flowing 22K a year.
Minus what?
Now, what was that?
Wait, what
Someone
did?
say something?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Your NOI, 488,000 minus how much it's going to cost you every year to maintain this debt, which is $6 million. Okay, so now you have to say, do I love the location of this property? Do I want to go deeper? Do I want to actually make an offer on this deal? Now, you're going to have to go backwards, which is, how much can I actually afford in debt? Right? You would take So you would actually take your, so let's just say this is no go for now, but you want to take how much your debt's going to cost. You want to divide it by this same 8.5% to get the new debt. Okay, this is your debt cost. Your new debt. So you know that the NOI is 488K. All right. And that means if you want to cash flow well on this property, how much can you afford to be paying on this deal? 488. Let's just say you want to be paying 350K, but you want a year. So 350K here divided by 0.085. Let's see what that gives us.
What?
Okay, 4.11 million is really what the debt that you can really take on, and that is 60% of what you can really pay, right? So 4.11 million times 1 point. Oops. Reversing this number. I just got myself lost. This is 60% of the
times
debt.
100 divided by 60.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm driving. I can just listen. It's
You
times
said
100.
times what?
Times 100, 4.11 million times 100 divided by 60 is going to give you the number.
Oh. Wow. Okay, good. Yeah.
Sorry.
Or you can actually
Times 1.6, maybe 2.
yes. Yeah, I think so. That's how I normally do it.
Or 1.6. That is correct.
Yeah. So I like that though. Times 100 divided by 60. So you can times this number by 1.6 to get to the price that you can actually purchase this deal at, which is what? Six something million. 4.11 times 1.6 is 6.58 million. All right. So at this number, which I don't know if they will give to you, you can make this deal work. And see, this is super conservative. If you love this deal, you can start to look deeper into the debt. Okay. Maybe it's not going to be this. You go and get some real debt quotes on this with your broker, with lenders, like with Tanner, with Tyler. They're going to give you a more accurate number. You can also take their NOI number now and look deeper into their expenses, into the expenses here. Is it going to be 50%? Is there things on there that, sometimes for this asset, maybe it's less, maybe it's more, but it said that it was like a B class, class D. I don't know. It might be less. So this is how I just kind of go through my napkin underwrite. If, it would be very clear to me when a deal really makes sense. Right. Right. Wait, this number actually is not right. We'll do Svelo's way, times 100 divided by 60 to get 6.8 million, 85 million. You can offer somewhere around this number. Okay, because you can go up a little bit from this. Because maybe you can increase the rents on this. So let's just say we'll do 400K. If we have 88,000 cash flow as is, it will be a good deal. Then you take 400K divided by 0.085. Now you can go to 4.7 million here on the debt. And now you can go to 7.8 million on this deal. So that's how you would quickly go through this deal. And I would look at it like that because I want the deal to cash flow as is. And if it can cash flow through this napkin underwrite, for sure, if I go into the Michael blank sheet, which I'll show you guys in a second what it looks like, it will cash flow. Okay. I know I kind of went through this quickly and it was like on the spot of this new deal, so I wasn't prepared for it. But is there any questions, any thoughts?
What are the possibilities of getting a copy of your cheat sheet there for your napkin underwriting, that calculator you were using? I've got a partner that could probably help us ferret out all the numbers to make sure all the formulas are right.
Yeah, let me give my team a chance to, do that, because it's gonna be good to help them learn along the way to make this sheet. So I'll send it out once it's done.
Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah. So that's kind of how you go through a quick napkin underwrite. You can go much faster than that. And that should be 5 to 10 minutes. Once you get it down, 5 to 10 minutes, you can underwrite it that way. And then you can also put the pro forma. What would it look like if you increased it by $300-$400? Right? Because I know if I increase this, the 32 units by about $200, you're going to make like $1 million on that deal in evaluation. So $349 on 114 units, you will make, you're going to put down somewhere around $4 million on the deal, right? $3-4 million. So if you can increase the evaluation by $3-4 million on the deal, it doesn't need to get to 20 million for you to double your investment. It just needs to get to 14 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So 14 million, if you look at the math, if I was to have a property for 14 million, how much would the NOI need to be at a 5 cap? So you can just multiply that by 0.05. You need to get your NOI up to $700,000. And what is that? 114 units?
Mm-hmm.
114 units times, we were at 790 something. Let's just take the average rents up to, I don't know, 1,000 times 12 times 0.9 divided by 5. Wait, what? No, divided by 2. Wait, 114 times $1,000 a unit times 0.9 for the vacancy times 12, 1.2 million. Divide that by 5. I mean, why do I keep saying 5? It's 5.2. Times 1,000 times 0.9. Sorry, guys. Divided by 2. Okay, 615,000. So if you were able to increase these units by 200, yeah, it was about $200. You've made like 3 million plus on this deal.
What do you say?
And you got to get to 4 million to get a 2x. And it says that you can raise this thing by $300 something. So is it true? Is it not?
I don't know.
Yeah, you have to now it's time to do the due diligence before you submit an LOI. Is who lives in Houston? Can I go walk the deal? If this is in your backyard, go walk the deal the next day. You got some financials and you know where you need to get the deal to. So you go walk the deal and see if it's real for you. You may walk the deal. And one of the things I was telling my group about walking deals, because a couple people went out and walked deals this weekend, is when you walk a deal, there is a feeling that you get when it's a good deal, when you know it's a great deal, and you want to start to get in tune and in touch with that feeling. Because right now you may not understand what the feeling is. Like, I love this deal, but I don't really know what that means. Because you're going to walk other deals. And as you walk 5, 10, 15, 20 deals, you're going to be like, man, that first deal, that one deal that I walked in Houston, that made me feel a certain way. I gotta know, I gotta get familiar with those feelings, get in touch with my intuition, my intuitive self. Okay, so questions, any thoughts? Did you say this was renovated? So it's not renovated. Actually, you know what? I don't know the answer to that. Let me pull up the OM again.
It was renovated twice.
Okay, no. So the Pine Arbor still has, based on what I'm seeing here, Pine Arbor still has kind of its classic look. And then this is the competition at Willow Bend that it's saying this rents at $567 more than this. So this is probably going to require, I don't know, what's the size of this? And Roberto's here. You can give me some price guidance on 729 square feet, updating all of this. How much would it cost a square foot to renovate this whole unit? Let's see. How much you think? $13,000 to do a full renovation kind of on this unit, kitchen, bathroom. I mean, maybe this is a tiny kitchen though. It might not be 10K. 5K bath, 10K kitchen, 15K to do all of this. Remove the we got to redo the flooring, paint. How much would it cost to get this to this?
You're probably looking at 15 to 18K.
Yeah. So let's see if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, remember you got appliances, right? Appliance package, cabinets, plumbing. You spend 10 grand minimum on a kitchen, a little bit of flooring. 5K for the bathroom is pretty standard. So you're gonna spend one bathroom. You'll spend 15, another probably 10. You could spend 25 on a unit.
25 a unit. Let's just say we do it up like real nice, which we may not need to. You got to see how much you want to spend and how much money you can get from it.
Well, you know, stainless steel package, right? What's that? 3,000, 3,500. If you want to match that crossings.
Yeah. So let's just say we want to get to crossings because we want to get $567,000 more on this.
Right.
So
nice.
25,000 on this unit, this one unit.
You're looking at 2.85 million to do it all.
Yeah, but one second, I just want to see if this is a good investment. So when you look at value adds, let's look at it as a separate investment than the deal that you're in. $567 times 12 times 12 yeah,
114
times 12. No, you don't do 114 yet. So $6,800, okay, is your returns on this investment for this one unit. Usually you want to see 3 years. If in 3 years, okay, you can get this money back, So times 3 gets us to $20,000, which means each one of these units has a potential to return 33% on your money, right? So let's just say 25,000 divided by 3, or sorry.
Yeah, but you still gotta prove that $567 point, right?
Yeah. So
Will that 25 make you to 567?
exactly. So you're saying that we can get to crossings at Willow Bend at 25K.
Right.
Okay, so if we do 114 units, maybe we get a little bit cheaper, but how much time frame will that take? But you got to think every unit that you can do this at, it's 6,800 a year extra in rent. So 25,000 divided by 6,800, it's going to take you 3.6 years to pay that whole thing off. 25,000 divided by, what did I just say? 3.6 years? 100% divided by 3.6 years. That means you are, by making this move right here, okay, you are getting 27% returns on that new money invested. So 2.85 million, you're going to be making 27% on that money. This is why the more units you have, the better, right? So maybe you have a deal right now returning a certain percentage, but by making this value add, that's what you've created.
Alex, I missed how you did that calculation. Do you mind showing it on your board, on your
Sure.
pad?
So, you see right here what we're getting to 567, right? And we're just gonna take it. We want to take what the broker says to us, like, we want to give them the benefit of the doubt, and then we want to go and search it and find it ourselves, because we can use all of this to get a lower price when we find out that they were not accurate. Hey, man, it's only $400.
Yeah, if I understood correct. Yeah, I'm sorry. If I understood correctly, so that's 557 times 12. This is for one unit. I'm gonna still
567,
do.
yeah.
I'm gonna still assume a 90% vacancy, or because I did in my calculation.
Yeah, but so you just want to see, you can go that deep, but here's what you're saying right here. Your 567 per unit is how much you can get on this. Okay, it's not about how much, you're not trying to get the actual real numbers on them, but you just want to see the potential of it, because this is what the bank will also look at too.
Right. Okay.
And so you're kind of trying to find the potentiality of this deal. And yeah, maybe to make it more napkin, right, you could multiply that by 0.9. So let's just do that. Let's do everything more and more conservative, because the more conservative you do, the more you're going to crush your promise. You tell your investors that you're going to return this. Now, because you're conservative here, you have more cushion for mistakes and other things that may come to lower your returns. So let's do that. So 567 times 0.9 times 12. So this is actually 6,123 a year that you will get from a 25K investment per apartment, which is, what do we say, $2.8 million it's going to cost CapEx.
Well, yeah,
60
that's just for the interior, right? But
yeah. So on this investment here, okay, so you take your $25,000 divided by 6,123. So 25,000 divided by 6,123. That's gonna, okay, now it's gonna take 4.1 years to get your money back on this. 100%. So now 4 years to achieve 100% returns. ROI. Okay. So you take 100 and you divide that by 4.1. 24.4% on this cash. Okay. This is 24.4% on your $2.8 million spent. That's the returns on this property. Now let's see what 6,123. So let's say we bought it at the 5 cap. We were negative cash flowing. We went in and do all this stuff. We bought it at 5 cap. So 6.123 times 114 units is going to give us 698,000. Let me write that down real quick. Let me just not shortcut it here. $6,123 extra per year per unit that we're going to earn times the 114 units equals 698K of NOI. This is already, this has nothing to do with the expenses. Okay, this is just the added value.
Mhm.
Divided by
5.
the cap rate, the 5 cap, 0.05. You guys want to know how much value you just created for this building?
I'm getting 15 million.
13.9 million.
13.9.
Yeah.
So now we're not going to go in at a 5 cap. So it could be a little bit lower, but either way, if you bought it at a 5 cap and this market is a 5 cap, and when you're exiting, this is just a fast way to do the math, right? So we've invested, what did we say? It was, for this deal, we were negative cash flowing 22K. So worst case scenario, negative 22K cash flowing, right? We bought the deal at $10 million. It cost us let's just say $5 million to close the deal. Okay. And we had to raise 5 million. Then we had to raise 2.8 million for CapEx. So we're all in 7.8 million. We increased the value of this property. This is a 3x on your money. Now, how long is it going to take to do full renovations and stabilize this property at this extra NOI? 5 years, 6 years? You know, it's about how fast you can execute this, but this is the value that you can create right here. 7.8 million to make 13.9 million. This is not a 2x. Okay, actually, yeah, wait, sorry.
Yeah, it's about to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about 2x.
You got excited. Yeah, I mean, listen, even I just did it at a 6x, and it's still 11 and a half, 11.6 million. So, I mean, it's pretty attractive. Now we haven't done any capex on the exterior, so I don't know what the exterior looks like, but
But also remember one thing. It's not going to be 100% vacant. You have to do it in sequence as the tenants' leases need to be renewed. So how long will that take? What is the turnover?
So that's what I'm saying. You have 1 year leases. I mean, if you got real aggressive, you will just not renew those leases and go in and bang out each apartment 1 week, 1.5 weeks, something like that.
Yeah,
you know, and then try to get it released up as quick as you can, because you have a goal that you're trying to get to. It's a race to get there. Now, that's a very aggressive play. You know, and so hold on, actually, I don't know if I did this math correctly right here, because this should be more than a 2x right now. If you bought it for 10 million at 17.8 million, this is a 2x. We're bringing this thing up to 24 million.
Yeah.
Right.
You're adding 13.9 million in value.
Yeah, we added it to this, so this is what makes it 23.9 million. Yeah, it's almost a 3x on this money.
Yeah, I see now what you mean. Absolutely. Yeah, if you just take the cash that you actually put in, the 7.8, and then you figure it on
this,
sort of new value.
this still comes out when you sell. This is already in the deal, but you know, so it's almost a 3x on this money. And how fast can you get there? Because if you got real aggressive, which I wouldn't suggest you do with investor money, you could if all the investors are on board about your business plan, if people are aggressive. But remember in the beginning, I said, when you try to get real aggressive on fast money, this is how you'll get into trouble, right? I need to make 3x in 5 years. Being that aggressive, like there's a lot of risk to it. You better have a lot of money in reserve. Okay. So now maybe it's not 7.8 million. You might want to have $2 million in reserves. Just to, if you're going to go that aggressive and kick tenants out right away. So all the leases that come up, best case scenario, right? So you're looking at your best case scenario that you renew nobody's leases. And in the first year, in 1 year, you can bang out all the renovations. This is going to take a lot of skills, a lot of experience, a lot of managing of companies, of people that are the GCs and the contractors, all of that, to do
That's
this
where you
work.
need me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually gonna reach out to you, bro, for
Yeah.
you know, some stuff that we're doing in Vegas.
Mhm.
I can't find my mouse. What?
You're gonna need a train load of appliances too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of coordination for speed. Yes, sir.
You
Yeah.
have to source that, get them delivered. Alex, let me ask you, so one of the things that I think maybe could be done is with the leases that are being renewed is you simply raise the rents maybe by half of what you could get, by 250, say. They can either stay and choose a paint job and a couple of minor upgrades, and otherwise leave. And if those that leave, then you can do the full rehab on, and then raise full rents, you know, another $500-600, right? And get
Yeah.
them to market. But that would be a strategy, I suppose, that you can start getting a higher NOI with minimal work and get these people to maybe stay and renew, or maybe upgrade to a renewed, renovated unit, you know, pay the extra $500 or whatever if they want to. So things like that, I guess, could be done, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there are everything in between. You know, this is why like having experience and being a part of these calls are so important, because when you get into your deal, there will be things that you heard on this deal that you're going to implement into your deal that you're in. And it's so important that like before you get into your first deal, you keep surrounding yourself in this conversation. Don't get frustrated that, oh man, I've been just trying to get into deals and I'm just sitting here. I'm attending 10 Zoom calls a day or a week, you know, and I'm not getting anywhere. Nobody's bringing me onto a team, this, that. It just means you're not ready. When you're ready, the team will be there. The deal will be there. Okay. So don't get frustrated. Just know your time is going to come as long as you keep putting in the work and you get consistent with it. Now, you could also just full trust go into a deal. Right. It's all about, there's a kind of a, what's it called? What are those graphs? The line graphs where you see like when your comfort level is going to slow you down. Okay. If you just like got super uncomfortable, full trust, you could get into a deal real quick. You know, you're like, I'm putting my money, my time, boom, let's go. Just take it and let me in this deal. Yeah. You'll get into a deal quickly. If you're like, let me figure out all the information. Okay, so your own learning is going to take time, how fast you learn. And then also how comfortable. When I get to a certain level, my confidence, okay, you have your own confidence, your trust and confidence scale. Because you can go full trust and you don't need the confidence. But if you got to wait till you know all the information to have the confidence to do it, it's going to take time. Nothing wrong with either way of doing it. So it's going to be individualized for each of you, but just know if you're not in a deal, it's because of one of those two things. That's it. Because if you really wanted to be in the deal, you just say, whoever is doing a deal, right? And you trust them, you build a good relationship. Let me know what you want me to do. I'm in. I'll move. I'll fly and I'll go live right next to the property. Okay, now you're going to be in a deal. Or you say, man, I got $200,000. Let me in. Tell me what I got to do. I'll put the 200K in and I'll start, and there'll be a time where you're going to be into a deal quickly. But if you're like, no, I got to do this and I'm going to hold on to my 200K and I don't want to move and I don't want to really do all the work. I want to learn everything first and I want to find out what my returns are. All of those are things that will slow you down, and there is totally nothing wrong with it. Okay. You want to be comfortable with your choices. You don't want to feel the pressure and then cause pressure in the team. All right. So those are all important things. And I'm not saying anything to make anybody feel bad. This is simply just the way it is. And yeah, go ahead, Michael. Oh shit, it's 6:30 already. Jeez. Well,
Hey,
thank you guys.
Yeah. Hey, Alex. So I'm almost at my destination. I'm actually going to Baltimore to a private cigar lounge meeting with an investor.
Good.
But wanted to share something that I think you articulated very well, right? So this is my personal story. So when I started in multifamily in about July of this year, I think you are aware of this. So the East Haven deal that's in Texas. So I was sent that immediately. And at that time, I was just getting introduced to multifamily. So I didn't have the confidence, right, to know the calculations. I didn't know, how to really evaluate a deal, what was a good cash on cash return, what figures I should be looking at. It just was like a lot of unknowns, right? And the funny thing is that the East Haven deal was, massive capital, Mike Bailey, a lot of those folks, Danny, John Sedoti, you got, the who's who in this kind of circle. But once I became confident, I ended up investing in the Macon portfolio with the same exact people, right? So I just wanted to just highlight that what Alex said is absolutely true. You have to, get comfortable and really take this by the horns, get on as many Zoom calls as possible, network as much as possible, learn as much as possible you can. Once that confidence builds, then, the trust will come, right? When you start trusting yourself and then trusting the community that you're around. So I just wanted to highlight that. Alex hit it right on the head.
Yeah, thanks. And, and it's really about showing up. Like if you think about just for yourself, if you're like, all right, I have to pick somebody, okay, not Alex, in this Zoom call to be a GP with me on a deal. Okay, if you had to pick one person, like just from today's call, if you're like, okay, I have to pick one, who would you pick? Right. And you guys all think about it, you're like, is it Mike? Is it Chris? Is it Roberto? Is it Mark? Is it Connie? I mean, they spoke, right? So that's why people are like, that's why you'll lean towards those people. Like you got to get the value out there for yourself. And it's you got to be seen. And yeah, I mean, think about that. It's literally, if I didn't know anybody on this call and I was like, I need to pick one person to join me as a GP on the deal, based on the people that spoke, that's who I'll probably pick from. Or maybe I just see somebody on camera who's smiling and nodding. I'm like, ooh, I really like that energy. And I'll pick that person too. You're always representing yourself and you're always selling. Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you show up in a space, you are selling and you are marketing. All right. This coming up Monday on the mastermind call, I am going to be bringing the Monday night call. I'm going to be bringing in somebody who has really been one of the people that has brought my Instagram followers up to 33 or 34,000 followers. And he's going to come and speak and give some great value and offers on how he does it and everything. Okay. He's we're doing a great job producing content. That's on one end. And we pay for ads, these types of things. But he goes on another level to get me seen everywhere. Okay, so that's I'll tell you guys, that's how I did it. That's what I'm doing. And yeah. And then I'll bring that on. And then the following week, the famous Hala Taha is going to be on that call. She is going to be interviewing Tony Robbins on her podcast right before joining that Monday night call. So think about the energy that she's going to be bringing to that call. I'm super excited.
Wow.
Yeah. And yeah, and those of you guys that are in the mentorship call, she's going to be doing something exclusive for us the Tuesday right after that. So awesome. Grant Cardone's Grant Cardone's conference coming up next week. If you are not going, we are still doing Friday night, Saturday night meetup in Aventura. I'm flying out tonight to Florida. So if you want to meet up, I will be around for a whole week before that. We're going to go look at our property in Fort Pierce. So if you want to roll and come check out a property and walk it with us, see what we saw, just get connected with me, message me. And so in case you don't have my stuff, that walk, Chris, when are you coming to that property? The 15th? You want to go look at it on the 15th?
Yeah, I'll be there the 15th. I think I'm flying in the 14th, and I'm gonna get a hotel in the area the night before. So I'll be in the area, but I planned on the entire day of the 15th to be down there, shoot some marketing videos, talk to you guys, just get a feel for the property. And then what I'll also be doing is kind of, I hope Connie and her husband can go there as well and meet, and Ryan and meet the team. But
Yeah,
at least how I do it when I'm putting out something for a request for proposal or a request for bid. And I shared a video today for those of you that aren't on that text thread. Basically, I try to get a video and detail as much information as possible so that you can get 3 proposals. And I try to minimize the ability for somebody to come out and look at it. Obviously, they have to do that, but that's what I'm going to try to do with this one as well.
Yeah.
So that way I can kind of just, get some footage there.
Right. So if you're going to be in Florida on the 15th, we will be going to the property, and we can have a meetup at that property, and we're going to shoot some videos, shoot some content, shoot some stuff like that. So that's where we are. Fort Pierce in Florida. We're going to, I don't know. Yeah, let's do a meetup there on the 15th. That's great.
Your event, right?
But we've rented out the lobby of the Courtyard Marriott in Aventura on the Friday and the Saturday night of Grant Cardone's event. So as soon as it's over, we will have a meetup there. So even if you don't go to the event, come to the meetup. It is going to be a great golfing too. Actually, you know what? I am trying to learn. I'm definitely going to be golfing. Okay, when I get there, I don't know how to golf yet, but I'm starting to. And one of the guys in our group, he's teaching me golf. So we'll be golfing in Florida. That's it. So Florida, I'm leaving tonight. I will be in Florida tomorrow. Connect with me, get with me. Let's freaking crush it. And anything that I can do to support you, I will do it with the very best of my abilities. I know sometimes a lot of people are asking me questions and having me look at deals, like that's happening all the time. So I will do my best, but don't take offense if I'm not trying to ghost you. If I don't follow up, you follow up. Okay. All right.
Alex, I'm already in Miami. I would love to see you, of course, either Wednesday night, on Thursday. I would love to go to that property. I'll definitely will see you on Friday. But before we close tonight, I have a request.
Uh-huh.
You have to play some tunes, dude.
What, on like an exit tunes?
Yeah, like the guitar behind you. Come on.
Oh. No, I'm not
Come on.
There are specific
on.
sneuarios in which people really hear me play and sing, and
But you don't have to sing. Just play some tunes. We don't want to break the system here.
A little holiday song. Come on, do it.
Let's see.
All right. So
There
now
you
I
go.
know he's not gonna pick me for GP because I made him do this.
You busted up.
Like,
A little quick holiday song. You can do it.
I don't have a holiday song. I play a lot
Oh.
of medicine songs.
Okay. Hit it.
Play your favorite song.
What's the name of it?
Favorite song right now.
Sure you do.
What's the name of it, Connie?
You know what it is. He knows what it is.
He does?
Yeah.
Come on.
Stairway to Heaven. I like that. I thought you were gonna bring a ukulele from Hawaii, but it's okay. A guitar will do.
No.
No, can't hear it.
Can't hear it? I don't know. I can't get the mic on it, but I was playing something.
That way you're gonna sing, buddy. You're gonna sing.
Now you're really gonna ruin this place.
We'll do it.
Come
we'll
on,
do it in
W, you
Florida.
can do it.
Okay, we'll do it in Florida.
Hell no.
I got a guitar waiting for me in Florida. At Mark's
There you
house,
go.
actually.
Well, bring your strings.
Yeah, I have one over there. Okay, so I hope that this was valuable today. You know, it was pretty cool that we got to do a couple different ways of napkin underwriting and looking at how a deal works. Practice. This recording will go out, so if you're confused about any of those numbers while you're doing it on your own, just refer back to it. And if you're still confused, just send me a message or send anybody on this call a message to see if you guys can connect with a question. You know, like, hey, on Alex's call, we saw this. How do we get there? Right, and then this is a way for you to connect with somebody on here. All right. That's it then. And I look forward to seeing you guys in Florida. I know many of you are going. We are going to roll so deep to Grant's conference. There's no way people will not notice us. We have t-shirts. Nick and I have designed the shirts. And yes, I will be, if you are registered on this Zoom, you will get an email in the next day or two. Okay,
Good night, everybody.
I'll give you guys a couple moments to kind of connect with each other on the chat or ask any questions.
By the way, I want to point out for anybody that wants to save the chat, the 3 little dots on the bottom right will let you save it, and whoever's contact information is on it, you can keep it.
That just blew my mind.
What? The save
What you
chat?
just said.
What did he say?
The 3 dots at the bottom, you can save the chat. I can't tell you how many times I've copied and pasted entire chats.
Well, listen, every once in a blue moon, I come up with a good idea. What can I tell you? I may not be able to sing, but I can do that.
Oh, you can sing. Everybody can sing.
All right. Out of tune, like the song goes.
All right. Thank you guys for hanging out Thursday night. I look forward to next week.
All right, Alex, fantastic.
Thank you.
Everybody, good night. Thank you.
Yeah,
right.
safe travels.
Thank you,
Bye.
Alex.
Have a good one, everyone.
Thank you, Miss Alex. Good night.
Have a great flight.
Good night.
See you in South Florida. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Give me a call,
Thank you.
Alex.
All right.
Call
Will
me.
do.
Don't forget.
Mm-hmm.